Hello, Internet. I'm at the boyhood home of Chris Pastras in Metuchen, New Jersey. We're going to take a walk around. He's going to show me some of his old spots. We're going to talk about how stereo got started, see what he's up to these days. Let's go grab him. Hola, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm swell.
Welcome to Metuchen.
Thanks. Thanks for having me. Want to take a walk?
Yes.
So how is it that you got sponsored in this tiny little suburban town in the middle of nowhere?
Well, I had the good fortune of my older brother, Rodney, skating, and my godbrother. And Rod was like super in the know, like even in the late 70s, he had like all the old skateboarder magazines, and then we had a sketchy half pipe in his backyard. So, and my big thing, I was known for faking and then like trying to pump backwards. You know, the kid that never turns around? That was me. And then through Rod, I eventually, a few years later, met Mike V, who lives the next town over. He was like folklore, you know, like even before he got sponsored. Like everyone was like, dude, there's this kid, Mike Vallely, he like acid dropped off a van. That was the big story, and everyone's like, no way, dude. Like, it's not possible. I swear to God, he acid dropped off a van. And then I actually got to meet him, so I was hyped. This is probably the first time this town has ever seen cameras. They probably think we're shooting like Superman 4. We're approaching, this used to be my skate park here. Manuals all day long, double-sided curb, you can still see the wax. I don't even know if you'd want to call this a double-sided curb, but it's rugged, man. That's East Coast style right there. This was like sick. Like I thought this thing was amazing back in the day, but it's obviously not now, 20 years later.
Chris was telling me about how he viewed the difference of original stereo versus the current team. How do you regard the changes? How do you view it now versus what it was originally?
Well, when we relaunched stereo in 2003, we thought basically the world was waiting for it to come back, and basically you heard nothing but crickets for the most part. That was really frustrating. A lot of it was more my ignorance because I'd been out of skateboarding for 8 years, and I didn't realize how big skating was. A lot of people didn't even know what stereo was. A lot of people thought it was a new company. Now it's known, I think, by older people, and now it sort of has new legs. But still, there's a lot of kids that don't know what it is or think it's a new company, so that was a bit strange. It was much easier to be a different company in '92 when there was nothing like stereo and there were only a handful of companies to come in and do something different. We stood out more. And we're still working a little bit more on trying to create an even better balance between the old stereo and what sort of the history represents and adapting to a new era of skateboarding. There's no laws or anything in skateboarding, which is great. So we still get to maintain the core of what it was, but you just have to be smarter in terms of how you get it out there and keep it out there, because again, the choices are, there's 150 choices now for kids.
See, what skating is about is boards that we manufacture in Taiwan with the skull, the sword going through the skull, brains coming out the ears, boogers, gore, dismemberment type of thing,
Is it weird for you being back in a tour van?
Yeah, I definitely don't miss it. These guys need to start wearing some deodorant. It's pretty brutal.
It's been like 2 days, too.
It's really nostalgic for me, and I appreciate it so much, man. I think I needed that 8 years of having nothing to do with skating to then realize how much skateboarding is a different thing. It's almost like music, growing up playing piano or something. something really passionate. And it's so amazing to have that side of my life, to have the movie making thing and all of the sort of channels that you go through with that world, which is way more sort of, I don't want to say conservative, but it's way more sort of formal. And it's so nice to go from that to, you know, walking through an airport holding a skateboard and getting on a plane to then go get into a stinky van with these scumbags
It was
for
hilarious
a
when
weekend.
we
It's
picked
nice
him up.
to have that balance.
We picked
man.
him up at JFK and he's like holding like a stereo like logo board, like walking through the airport, and I see people just looking at him like, is that Jason Lee?
And it's just amazing
Why is he
to,
holding a skateboard?
to know that so many of the people that might have recognized me at the airport have no idea that I skate.
Yeah.
I love that I have that part of my life, and now my son, who's 9, he's skating with me,
Nice.
which is really rad.
These are the originators. This is the first guy you put on when it got back together. You're working on a video.
One of the first guys.
Where's the brand go next? What's the future for stereo?
We're just planning 2013, trying to do more stuff like this, like actually take the guys out on the road.
Yeah, man.
We got a filmer, you know, so just being more active. Like we took a trip to Arizona a couple months ago, so more trips, hopefully.
And definitely working on the video. I mean, again, like I said, the last stereo video was '96. That's kind of a long time ago. I'd like to see a nicely like just a nicely produced, well put together, good classic feature-length stereo video. That'd be good. But realistically, that stuff takes a long time now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Jeez, to get you to skate and get some footage, huh?
Yeah.
All right, folks, thanks for spending the day with me and the stereo team in New Jersey for AlliSports. I'm Chris Nieratko. Sayonara.